This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Abigail Okwande, and this is Africa Now. In more than 25 years, Ivory Coast has recorded its first case of the Ebola virus, the country's health minister disclosed. Officials confirmed the case after testing samples from an 18-year-old female who traveled from neighboring Guinea, which experienced a 4-month-long outbreak of Ebola earlier this year. She's been treated in hospital for the virus. The WHO says there were no indication that the current case in Ivory Coast is linked to the outbreak in Guinea earlier this year. Further investigation is needed to identify the strain and determine if there is a connection between the two outbreaks, it adds. Now moving on to politics, Zambia's political presidential election results from 155 of 156 constituencies show opposition leader garnered 2,810,757 votes against President Edgar Lungu, whose tally was 1,814,201. Electoral Commission Chairman Justice Issa Chulu, in a television address on Monday, declared Hakainde Hichilema to be president-elect of the Republic of Zambia. The election marked the 6th time Hichilema had run for the top job and the 3rd time he had challenged 64-year-old incumbent Lungu. Still on Zambia's elections, meanwhile, President Edgar Lungu has declared Thursday's presidential and parliamentary election not free and fair after incidents of violence in 3 provinces. Lungu says election officials from his party, Patriotic Front, had been chased from polling stations, leaving votes unprotected, and that his party is consulting on its next course of action. In response, Hichilema says the statement was the desperate final act of an outgoing administration. However, the Common Market for Eastern and Southern African COMESA says it has not noted any irregularities in Zambia's presidential elections. South Africa's jailed former President Jacob Zuma has undergone surgery for an undisclosed condition and will stay in hospital for further planned procedures, says the Correctional Services Department authorities. Zuma, 79, serving a 15-month sentence in Estcourt prison for contempt of court, was admitted to hospital for observation on August 6, days before the start of his corruption trial that was postponed after his hospitalization. The former president is jointly accused with French arms, farm, thefts, and is facing 18 charges. Now, to combat terrorism on Cameroon's northern border with Nigeria, President Paul Biya has sent his top military officials and the governor to reactivate old militia and create new ones. The militias are for the first time to tell people about what the government says is a new strategy by the Islamic State in West Africa province, or ISWAP, to attract supporters away from the rival Boko Haram and attacking only militant positions. Boko Haram terrorists have been fighting to establish an Islamic caliphate in Nigeria's northeast. The fighting extended to Cameroon, Niger, and Chad in 2013. This is your digital-first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You are watching Africa Now. We move to business after the break. Just stay tuned. Welcome back. In business, the exchange rate between the Naira and the US dollar closed at 410 Naira to $1 at the official investors and exporters window. Naira appreciated against the US dollar at the investors and exporters window on Friday to close at 410 Naira to $1. This represents an 87 kobo gain when compared to the 411 Naira to $1 that was recorded on Thursday, August 12 of 2021. Meanwhile, forex turnover at the investors and exporters window dropped by 27.8% on Friday, 13th August 2021. Nigeria lost 17.6 billion naira to tax evasion in 2015, a report by the Senate Committee on Public Accounts on the Federation account for the year 2015, which was approved by the Senate before proceeding on annual recess, disclosed. The unrecovered taxes, the Red Chamber says, are made up of value-added tax, company income tax, withholding tax, education tax, and NITDEF. It blames the Federal Inland Revenue Service for failing to recover the sum from the affected companies. And away from business, former British Prime Minister Gordon Brown is advocating that the US, British and Italian leaders must hold an emergency summit before the UN General Assembly to end vaccine inequality and send more shots to Africa and other lower-income nations. Their leadership can ensure finance to build African manufacturing capacity for the longer term and unblock barriers to African purchases of vaccines now and over the next year, Brown in a statement on Monday says. Ghana welcomed survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, Viola Ford Fletcher, who is 107 years, and her brother Hughes Van Ellis, 100 years old. The two are the last known living survivors of the 1921 racist massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is the first time they step on African soil for a tour in Ghana. The visit is part of a homecoming campaign organized by the social media platform Our Black Truth. In total, 90 people have died, including 33 soldiers, from wildfire in Nigeria. Firefighters are still struggling to put out the fire. A statement from the emergency services said its teams were trying to extinguish 19 fires in 10 provinces. The government has blamed arsonists and a blistering heat wave for dozens of blazes that have ravaged across the country's north since Monday. But experts have also criticized authorities for failing to prepare for the annual phenomenon. And that is Africa Now. For more updates, do visit our website at www.TOSTVNetwork.com. Follow us and like our social media handles on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. To stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Abigail Ukwade. Thanks for watching.